query eyes and a diadem frown. But I look for you and the diamond trees and the bars I'm always frequenting. Your father died a month ago, and we scattered his ashes in the snow. But oh, my lonely diamond heart, it misses you so well. But oh, my lonely diamond heart, it misses you oh well. I had a man in every town, and I thought of you each time I tore off my gown. Changes have come, and I cannot recall the shape of your face through the winters and falls. But I look for you on the traffic seas and the highway divine. Deliver me. Your father died a month ago, and we scattered his ashes in the snow. But oh, my lonely diamond heart, it misses you so well. But oh, my lonely diamond heart, it misses you so well. I started writing songs when I was like 14 or 15 when I started playing the guitar. I made a bunch of solo records that nobody's ever heard, and then released one I liked enough. I recorded one I liked enough with an ex-boyfriend. That is Ballads of Living and Dying, which is exactly what the title says, songs about death more than life, I guess. But there's a bunch of literary covers in there. There's a Pablo Neruda song, Then I did another record about heartbreak, the saga of Mayflower May, which is, she's just kind of like an alter ego character, to answer that question. And I just recorded a new one that will be my first worldwide release, and that one is, I think, my strongest record to date, in that it has a lot of variation instrumentally. Drums, electric guitar, a lot of background vocals, which was something I was really shy about doing before. And my first record, I think I had a lot of ambitions, but I was just so shy to try a lot of new things. And sometimes experimentation doesn't always work, but I think it's better not to make the same record 3 times in a row, so there's a lot of new stuff. This recording was done with Greg Weeks, who's in a band called the Espers, and he recorded it and produced it at his new recording studio in Philadelphia. So I had the luxury of having them as a backing band, kind of like the cellist, and this particular song doesn't have so much instrumentation, but maybe another one I'll play is got tons of it, just to show you the spectrum.
Okay, and the name of the album and the label, and do you know when it's going to be out? When should we?
Well, the label is called Peace Frog Records,
yep.
And it has Jose Gonzalez and Nouvelle Vague, so it's a European label, and they're doing well with them. And so we'll see. It's going to be out in the autumn, and I'm going to enjoy my time off until then, because I think I'm going to have to do a lot of touring for the record. glass of me. Tomorrow I'm gonna leave a bird on your grave and say a little prayer for thee. And I misses you when you're gone. And I misses you when you're gone. And I misses you when you're gone. When you're gone. When you're gone. Yeah, you know what I find bizarre is like the constant comparisons to British folk singers, because like I had never even heard a British folk singer really. I grew up on like Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, and did not know who Sandy Denny was, and so that's the one thing I'm just kind of perplexed at, and I'm hoping my new record sounds less British. Just not that I don't like it, it's just kind of like, for me, the reviews are like obviously influenced by British folk singers such as blah blah and blah, and I'm just kind of like, what? But maybe I was reincarnated, you know.
Do you want to play another song for us?
Sure. Yeah. What should I play? Let's see.
Got any favorite songs from Mayflower May?
Yeah, sure. Okay. This one is called Dead Air. Let's see. Maybe I'll do a cover song actually, just for fun. Am I gonna mess this up though? Is that horrible if I do?
No, you can do whatever you want.
This is one of my favorite Leonard Cohen songs off of my least favorite Leonard Cohen record, but it's the new Skin for the Old Ceremony. It's my third favorite, but anyway, okay. I remember you well at the Chelsea Hotel. You were talking so brave and so sweet, giving me head on the unmade bed while the limousines wait in the street. But those were the reasons. That was New York. We were running for the money and the flash. But that was called love
Excellent.
You know, even when I was a little girl and I'd go into the Guitar Center, I felt like I was being treated differently. You know, like one example was just I was looking for a guitar and they're like, well, this is a pretty guitar, isn't it? And I actually am quite interested in being like, among other things, like I have aspirations to be an accomplished guitarist, you know, and so it was insulting to me. And then, you know, guys are always like, well, you're a really good guitar player, with this element of surprise, like, because it, you know, and maybe I think it is common that girls are good guitar players, but often it's the focus and the voice for some reason, and the look, you know. Like, I do feel there's a lot of pressure to sexually objectify yourself in order to really make it, you know, which I would never be willing to do. So like, if you look at all the famous female singers, they're all beautiful, and if you look at all the famous male singers, they're not, you know.
How'd you become friendly with David Tibet? That's pretty unique.
You know, like a long time ago, I got an email from him out of the blue. I didn't know who he was, so I didn't write back. Just because, you know, he's pretty underground, and I just didn't know who he was, you know? And then later, I realized I had just made a terrible mistake, so my label guy, Ed, says, oh, David Tibet says he wrote you an email and it was never returned. So I'm like, who's David Tibet? And then he told me how wonderful he was, and we've started corresponding. We've been friends ever since. I was teaching in Harlem for a year as an art teacher, and then I just decided that, you know, I think to be a successful musician, you do have to tour constantly, unless you have a great record label, which I have a great record label, but not in my opinion, but not one with good distribution. So the touring, you know, led me to be a bit of a nomad. You know, I haven't had a place to live in over a year, so you know, just sleeping on people's couches and stuff like that. But it, you know, it makes you stronger.